Okay, so since I think the majority of us are here, we'll get started. You're welcome to have your mics on if you want to ask me questions. I have no problem with being interrupted. And I know Ben's mom's got a lot on her hands here, so if it's helpful to you to go to another Zoom, because I know you need to be in Teddy's class too, I'm hopefully recording and you can listen to me later if you want to, okay? It's totally up to you. That's the joy of having multiple kids at Goshen Friends simultaneously. Sometimes back to school night is the same night, same time. Anyway, I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what is going on when you drop your kid off with me for 3 hours. What happens during that time? Especially because you're dropping them at the playground and you're picking them up at the playground. Has it crossed your mind that we never leave the playground? Actually, that's not what happens. A lot goes on. So I want to take you sort of through the day, especially because it's really different than what we've ever done at Goshen Friends before. Some of you have had kids with me or with Goshen before, but this is a whole different ballgame. And I have to say, although with some trepidation and some little bit of anxiety starting off the school year, like how are we going to do this? I'm really pleased with the way it's rocking and rolling every day. I'm much. I was hoping it was going to be good, and I'm very happily content that it is going really well. So this is what happens. Your kid gets dropped off, and you've gotten everyone in the car's temperature taken, everyone's masked up, everybody's checked, and everybody's good. Oh, there's Lori. Hi, Teacher Lori. There's Teacher Lori down there somewhere. Okay. My partner in crime on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so actually, let's back up a second. What I'll do is I'll introduce myself and Lori now that she's here, and then I'll take you on a ride through our day. Obviously, I'm Teacher Kim Pran. This is my 13th year teaching at Goshen Friends School. Both of my children went to preschool at Goshen Friends, and I loved it so much that I wanted to stay, so I had to teach here. That's basically my story. Now both my kids are off in college, so time travels quickly, and you'll see that for yourselves. The days may be long, but the years are short, they say, and it's absolutely true. And Teacher Lori, why don't you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are?
Well, hello, I'm Teacher Lori, and I am a returning teacher to Goshen Friends. I was here about 5 years ago when I worked with Teacher Kim, and I also developed some little programs for our extended care, and I'm happy to be back. My children also attended Goshen Friends, and now I have a freshman in high school and 2 7th graders that are at Villa Maria, and it's just been wonderful being back and being with your children especially.
So yes, we both are thrilled to have your kids in our class. They're really fun. It's always great at the beginning of the year to meet new little friends, and they are certainly no disappointment. They are a hoot, an absolute hoot. If we don't get some good laughs out of each and every day, something's wrong, because it's been a joy so far. Back to the beginning of our school day. You drop your child off with us. When they come in, we sanitize their hands, and then after they've just gotten their mask on, we take their mask off. And the reason we're doing that is because when we're on the playground, that's the one time during the school day that we get to kind of consider it like gym class. And the health department will let them run around in that big wide open space without their masks. So we give them that break. So their masks come off, and they go in a little brown bag, and each mask goes in a separate brown bag. And it's not just the brown bag for the owls and each child, it's each day of the week is a separate bag. So today their little masks went in their Wednesday bag with their name on it, each individual child. That way, if for some reason there was coronavirus on the mask and it transferred to the brown bag, it would die on the brown bag before it was used again the following Wednesday. So it's that kind of like extensive procedure is going on to try to make the very safest environment possible for your children. Then we play, and we're having a great time. We're rock climbing on the wall thing, and we're going up and down the slide, and we're rocking on the bumblebee and the snail. We're having a wonderful time, especially the wooden train, taking great adventures. And then I ring a bell. And the kids know now that when the bell rings, it's time to take the Owl Express, which is a train ride. And basically it means come back over to the picnic tables, put your masks back on, and then this contraption comes out. It's this long thing. You might have seen me walking around with it. It's got donut type colored things. and they all go grab one and they get on the train. And that means we're getting ready to go to the next depot, the next station in our day. And you might, even if you're on campus at any point in time, hear us going, chugga, chugga, woo, woo, and we're running down the campus to the next station. And our next stop is Circle area. And the Circle area is under a grove of nice little tree area. And we've got a little green fence around it to keep us absolutely contained within it. And the children come in, they get hand sanitized. When they come into the Circle area, they find a chair, they sit down, and we begin circle time. Because it's circle time in the Circle area, we sing Circle of Friends, which is a much beloved Quaker song, and it's quintessential to our school. So they're learning that song, and it's really fun that they're getting it. Their masks are back on, but they're singing nonetheless. At that time, it's always when I'm going to present a lesson. To be honest, we've been kind of doing this camp and preschool hybrid model right now, and I'm trying to ease them into school versus camp. So the lessons so far have been really simple things. They will get a little more schoolish as we go along, in a fun way, but a little more in depth. So far, what I've been doing is picking some of my favorite children's stories. And today's was, well, we were visited by an alligator. And the alligator was visiting because we were reading this book called Alan's Big Scary Teeth. So this was a really fun story. And then later on, we did a coloring page that was also Alan's Big Scary Teeth. So that's kind of the beginning of what Circle Time's looking like. We've been doing that for the past few weeks, every day, some kind of book, some kind of adventure like that. But as we go on, starting next week, we'll start doing more projects and bigger kind of preschool type lessons. But story time is one of my favorite times anyway, so we'll still always do a good story, and we'll just kind of make a little more meat and to the whole lesson as we go along. So then the highlight of Circle Time is this rock star. Have you met Ping Ping the panda? Ping Ping is our weather panda, and the children absolutely adore dressing Ping Ping. Ping Ping comes to Circle Time naked every day, and we have to take care of that by deciding what the weather's like, and the children decide if it's foggy, if it's rainy, if it's snowy. Fortunately, none of those so far. And, you know, is it windy? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? And once that's determined, we decide what garments go on Ping Ping, and it gives each child a chance to kind of, you know, get out of their chair and come up in front of the class and pick something for Ping Ping to wear and put it on Ping Ping. So that's Circle Time as well. Also, our class has music at Circle Time on Fridays. So Teacher Chris comes over to our circle and we do all kinds of fun things. And at music time, it's not just singing. Sometimes it's, you know, well, it's always some motions to the song. Sometimes it's get up and dance kind of motions to the song. And it's also musical instruments. And this year, in order to keep everybody super duper safe, we're also putting on musical instruments in individual bags. So the shaker egg your child uses will only be your child's shaker egg for the entire year. Same with the rhythm sticks, same with the jingle bells. Those kind of things are specifically allocated to your child, and no one else will be using them. So that's how music's going. From there, there's a little setup area right outside of our fenced-in circle area. It gives us a little added time to play. And right now, there's some big, like Duplo, well, actually really large ones that they're building with. They've had some castle blocks that they've made some cool structures with. There's also been a balance beam and some domed walking, balancing stones. And we did some volleyball, and I was actually quite impressed with how well some of the kids can throw the ball. I was impressed, and also catch it, so that was fun. So we're doing some of that as well. Basically, every station is 25 minutes. Although Teacher Lori and I have discovered that we're the last ones in certain stations, so we're breaking the rules. And if we really like where we are, we don't move on time. We just hang around a little longer and maximize our time, and then move when we feel like it. That isn't always the case. Sometimes we have to stay on schedule, but there's certain stations that are more popular and we kind of go for it. From there, we get back on the Owl Express and we take the train over to the Blacktop. The Blacktop is an extravaganza of moving vehicles. You can ride trikes, you can ride bikes, you can ride trikes that look like motorcycles. You can do all these different things. There's always at least one motor vehicle available for every child. So, you know, there might be some trading off going on for what you want to ride and what looks most fun to you, but there's always something for everybody. There's also shopping carts and cash registers and gas pumps to fill up the cars and chalk to draw with. So there's a whole bevy of things available for the kids then. After we do that, well, actually on Wednesdays during that time, we get interrupted for a little bit because we have Spanish class and teacher Maria Elena comes over and does Spanish. And she's working right now with colors with your children. And we played a really fun game today where they had to kind of run over to different colored mats based on whatever color she was saying. And she'd do it individually. She'd say, Luna, you know, where's Rojo? And off she'd go and she'd find the red one. And then, you know, it'd be Alexander, where's Azul? And off he would go. So that was the way that was happening. And it was really quite fun and very cute. So they did really well too. Maria Elena was kind of amazed that they had picked up on this in the last couple of weeks and managed to remember as much as they did. So like today is a good example of when we get interrupted on something we really like to do, like the bikes, or something else we really like to do, which is Spanish, but we don't want to not get as much bike time. So we just kind of hung out for bikes a little longer after that, which I think was a good choice. Then we have snack, but obviously we have to get all cleaned up for snack. So this is also bathroom time. Actually, any time in the whole school day is bathroom time. Child just has to say bathroom time or do that kind of like pee-pee dance that we recognize as bathroom time and we take bathroom time. But this is designated bathroom time. So we always make sure that we ask people at this time if they're ready to go. There's also a hand washing station outside, a portable one. So we've got double chances to get those hands clean as well as go to the bathroom inside right there in the Grange. Then we sit down on little sit-upons and we sing our blessing. And then we have snack crackers. Crackers are provided by school. They're either goldfish crackers, club crackers, graham crackers. Every once in a while, our snack setup gives us a treat. We might get a chocolate chip Chips Ahoy cookie or something like that. But for the most part, it's basic kind of crackers and water. We also like to give the kids freeze pops. But teacher Lori and I have decided that it's better to spread out the fun. So we do our crackers and water at snack time, and we have our freeze pops later on, maybe on the playground or maybe at one of the other water stations or something like that, depending on when it just seems like we need a break. So that's what's going on with snack. I also take that opportunity to read another story. I love books and I love sharing them with your kids. So this is another fun time. Today, since we were doing Alan's Big Scary Teeth, the alligator story, we did another story about an alligator under the bed. Hopefully your children will not come home and have nightmares about alligators under the bed. If they do, you can blame me. But I'm hoping not, because the story resolves itself that the alligator actually never was there. I'm not sure they got that part though. But the alligator, if it was there, ended up in the garage in Dad's car. So Kyle, look in your car in the morning before you go to work, okay? Because the alligator could be there. So that's what we did today. From there, we go to a kitchen area. It's an outdoor kitchen. It's got real running water sink, and there's pots and pans and things. There's actually a little playhouse down at the end as well. There's this musical constructed thing made out of PVC pipes of varying lengths that's kind of like a xylophone, and you can make music with playing it with flip-flops. There's a plexiglass installed vertical piece that you can spray shaving cream on, and the kids love to put, make shaving cream pictures. We can also use paint up there later on in the year. So this is a good area. There's also one of my favorite spots in the kitchen area is these stumps that are placed in a circle with a large stump for the teacher. So it's another good place for me to get in a good book with the kids. So that's what's going on in the kitchen area. There's also some tables there for crafts. And so far, we've limited ourselves to coloring pages that coordinate with the fun books we're doing. But next week, like I said, we'll be bringing out the paint. So things will change up a little bit now that they're listening to directions from teachers and kind of getting with the program. I feel like I can move on to something a little more complicated, especially in an outdoor arena. Then it's time for water play. And earlier in the school year, when it was really hot, we had 2 different water play stations. But since it's gotten chillier, we've narrowed that down to 1 water play station, but it still has great stuff going on in it. There's a bubble station. If we do water balloons, that's where that happens. There's large play pools to get in. So if your kids come home with wet sneakers, they probably were romping around in the water pool outside. There's these stand-up tubs. I don't know how to describe them, but they're, up about waist high, and they're filled with all kinds of crazy, wonderful things. There's palm trees, and there's pirates and mermaids, and like colanders that you can pick up and have rain come down, and the kids love them. They flock to them, and we have 3 or 4 of those going at all times in the water play area. So it's no wonder they're a little wet. From there, we go back to the playground and have more good fun. But I'm about ready to get to the point where there's this really amazing place behind our building that you may not even know exists, but there's a trail behind our building that loops around in a circle. And it's about time to do some story walk around the trails, or some treasure hunts around the trails, things like that. So that's the next step for adding on something, again, to their day. What else do I want to tell you about? I want to tell you about some of the things that are not going to change. All that stuff's new, but some things are not going to change. If you've ever had a kid in my class, you know I love colors, and I love teaching kids about colors and doing fun color activities. So we will have color days like we always have. Maybe some inside, maybe some outside, I'm not sure, but however we're going to do it, we're going to have a good time doing it. And we'll start in October with, obviously, orange and black. And what color days are all about is I will have you send in a very small item. I wish I had something here, but like a Lego block, or a crayon, or a bottle cap, or a hair tie, whatever you have laying around your house that's that color. An orange something, an orange pom-pom, whatever it is. It can be something you cut out of a magazine that's orange with your child. And they bring that item in, and together we combine all those items and glue them down and make our orange collage. And we save those things. And in this year, if we're back in the classroom, we'll hang them up. If we're not in the classroom yet, we'll save them to hang up in the classroom later. And in the meantime, we'll take a picture of them and we'll share them with you so you can see the collage. So that'll be fun. The children will also wear something that color to school that day, so that when we're at circle time, they can show me their orange or their black or whatever it is. Do not panic if your child does not have anything in their wardrobe that is that color. Please do not go buy anything in that color for their wardrobe. We can simply draw a smiley face and an orange marker on top of their hand, and they're wearing orange suddenly. So no worry about that. Plus, I always have extra items if you forget to send something in. I always have extras. So they'll have something for the collage no matter what. So then we get to snack time, and we'll do something that color for snack. Some things are obvious. You can have clementines or oranges, or orange Cheez-It crackers, or something works for Orange Day. You guys won't need to supply that unless at a later date I come across a tough color, and then I might ask you to on a Sign Up Genius to help me out with it. But that's where we'll go with that. And we'll always have a colored napkin that matches that particular color day. And we'll play a color game, and it'll be a mystery game. And I'll have lots of things of that color in a bag that they can't see, and I will describe them to them, and they will try to guess the mystery items that are in the bags. In the case of orange, I might say something very obvious like, this is something long and skinny that grows in a garden that bunnies like to eat. And I will hope and pray someone comes up with carrot. If not, I will keep coming up with more clues until somebody pops out the right answer. So that's the color game, and we'll be doing that as well. In addition to colors, we'll also be having parties at snack time. I like to celebrate at snack time. And so whether it's a color day celebration or it's an actual holiday, we'll be doing that during our snack time. So usually on a back to school night, I would have all these pages lined up and ask you to sign up for either themed napkins or a sweet treat or something for that holiday celebration. But since we're not physically together, look for a Sign Up Genius coming your way in a few weeks once I get my act together on that before Halloween, so that we're ready to go. But we'll celebrate Halloween and winter holiday party before we break for the winter break, and a Valentine party. And in March, we'll have a Green Day party. And no, it's not in honor of the band Green Day, although that would be very fun. But it's because I'm trying to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and the color green at the same time. And then we'll do an end of the year party. We'll also do a spring party, which will involve an egg hunt. So all those things are coming the kids' way. So they're fun things to look forward to. Also, birthdays. I like to celebrate birthdays. We've already done a birthday in Vaughn's birthday. We did his, which was good fun. We weren't even sure how we were allowed to celebrate it at first. We had to get permission from all the powers that be for health and safety to figure out how to do it, but we did. So your child will get a yellow crown, and we will sing happy birthday, obviously, and you're invited to send in a special treat for the class at snack time. It needs to be, sadly, needs to be store-bought because we can't have it be coming from anyone's kitchen, which is a little ludicrous, but whatever. I'm sure your kitchen might be cleaner than some of the store-bought things, but nevertheless, store-bought, pre-wrapped items. And we can talk about that when it comes up to your individual child's birthday, what you might like to send in to share with everybody. Let's see. Emails. Hopefully you guys are getting emails from me. Obviously you're here. That's a good sign. That means you probably got the email with the link. If the only reason you're on the Zoom is because you got an email from Teacher Mimi and you never heard from me, please let me know at Caroline so that we can straighten that out, because I'm hoping you're actually getting emails from me. You'll also get emails every once in a while with a few photos in them. Shortly, I'll be sending out something a little more regular on a monthly basis, sort of a newsletter with some photos in it to show you what the kids are up to. And next month in October, I'll be asking you to sign up with me for a time slot so that we can have a one-on-one conversation about you and your questions and how things are going with your child in school and what I'm seeing and what fun we're having in school together, so that we can kind of compare notes. And if you have any questions at that time specific to your child, we'll be ready to do that next month. Change of clothes are here, and your rain gear and all that good stuff. But the change of clothes you sent in probably, when we started school, it's starting to get colder. We might need to switch that out really soon. So be on the lookout for me to ask you to send in long pants, long shirt, and I'll switch out and give you back your other summery type clothes. Lunch Bunch. Some of you have used the service of Lunch Bunch. It's a great time for the kids to spend a little extra time at school. We only get to come once a week to Lunch Bunch. At the moment, I'm forgetting what day this class is. Is it Wednesdays? I'm not sure, but you got a free Lunch Bunch not too long ago. With
I think it's Friday.
Is it Friday for?
I think so.
Used to be everybody got to go to Lunch Bunch together, but since we're trying to keep classes segregated, everybody's got a specific day, and I'm hung up on which day it is, but it's really fun. And Teacher Patrice and Teacher Carolyn always have a good time with the kids, and they will spend a lot of time outdoors doing other good adventures with them. So if you have an interest in having your child stay for Lunch Bunch, please reach out to them. Let's see. We also have art class with Teacher Chris. In addition to whatever we're doing in class for art, we also go to art class with Teacher Chris once a week. And he's been working on, the first project was recognizing shapes and colors, because he had lots of different shapes cut out and they were in different colors, and the kids made really fun collages with these shapes and colors. Then he was introducing lines, different kinds of lines, and he had painted lines, big painted lines out on the driveway. And the kids were learning to walk a straight line and walk a dotted line and walk a zigzag line and a curlicue line. And it was pretty funny how they would go out there and physically do that line and then come back to their paper and learn how to draw the same kind of line. So that was going on. He also did a color sorting exercise, which was kind of a scavenger hunt. That was really fun. And today we were working on rubbings. So we were all over campus with paper and crayons on their side and rubbing things to get different textures. So that's been fun too. So that's been going on. So between music with Teacher Chris, art with Teacher Chris, Spanish with Teacher Maria Elena, our own projects for art that are on the brink of starting up. There's a lot going on in addition to just the regular day of school. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in my notes. So far, your kids are in the right shoes because I want them to be able to climb that rock wall in particular. Everybody likes it, but it's critical that you've got sneakers on so that you don't skid all the way down the rock wall, which would be really painful. So far, so good with that. And we need to have appropriate clothing for outdoor play. Please don't send your child in anything that you are going to be upset if they come home wet, dirty, maybe a little paint, etc. on it. Most of what I'm going to use, art material, will come out in the wash, but I can't guarantee everything, so keep that in mind. I think, if you're going to be late or absent, please call the office, because once I'm out on the playground, I'm not going to necessarily be able to see my computer for an email, and I'm not going to be checking my phone on a regular basis. If you call the office, they will contact me or Teacher Lori via walkie-talkie, so we'll know what's going on. Obviously, if you know you're going to be out in advance, you can email me or tell me in Caroline or something like that. But if it's something that's cropping up quickly, your child doesn't feel well that morning or that night before school, please tell the office and they'll let me know. And I think that's basically what I wanted to cover with you. We're doing a lot of gross motor skills right now, which is awesome. This isn't something that we normally have as much time in the given day to do, because we're usually in the classroom and we go out for gross motor play during recess, or some gross motor things just for stretching and dancing and things like that in a classroom. But we're kind of reversing right now what we get to focus on, and being outside so much is really getting us up and moving. I was laughing with those of you who joined the Zoom earliest. I'm exhausted at the end of the day. I'm wiped out after spending the day with your kids. Partly I think it's because all the fresh air, and I think it's because I'm wearing a mask in all the fresh air and also trying to talk constantly with fresh air. And hello there, Alexander, how are you? I see you there, hi. little empty face sneaking in, hi there. So I think hopefully they're tired too. Hopefully they're getting a lot of big play, and that they're coming home and they're pooped and tired. But soon I'll be trying to come up with some fine motor exercises also within our day, because that's something I need to get them going with. And that's part of the one-on-one activities I'm going to be doing art-wise with your children. I want to see their crayon grip. I want to start scissoring exercises, things like that. So just that's coming down the pike in the next week or so. Do you guys have any questions? I tried to give you as much information as I can think of what's going on so far, but do you have anything you want to know about? Feel free to unmute yourself and tell me something. Lori, can you think of anything I missed?
No, you covered everything.
And more than I should have, probably.
I was going to ask, just from years past, knowing how much the families used to contribute towards snacks, and I think we used to bring milk and stuff for all of that. Is there any way that we can donate towards that still while keeping it safe, or what are we supposed to do there?
Thank you. I wish I could answer that. I wish I actually knew the answer. At this point, we have to have one person in our school. Well, the safe. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Our safety team has determined that to meet all of our guidelines and everything that we've promised you as families, that there's only going to be one person in our organization that is setting up our snacks for everybody. I get snacks at the beginning of the week and midweek already pre-bagged for each of our children. So that eliminates me being able to add in much extra. Now, having said that, we've been able to figure out how to do birthdays and how to do these other things. So I think as time goes on, I might have a better answer for that question. I think we're with just an abundance of caution right now. We're buying the snacks, we're divvying up the snacks, we're handing out the snacks so that we know exactly what's going on and that everything's safe. Having said that, Obviously, since I mentioned the birthdays, you'll be able to send in something for birthdays. I've gotten permission that you'll be able to send in contributions for parties. So you'll see that on the Sign Up Genius. I probably will also add to the Sign Up Genius some contributions for Color Day snacks. Once I can figure out something that can be purchased in a store that's already pre-wrapped that meets that color. It may be like little bags of carrots. I don't know. I've got to think of something that kids even like that I can do that with. Or I may ask you to send it in bulk in advance and have the person that's making our snacks make them for us, for everybody, according to the guidelines in which we handle food. It's a long-winded answer, but that's where we are. I can't go down the road of milk right now. I wish I could, because most kids really love to drink it. And I used to have all you guys would send in fruit, and in addition to the snack crackers, we always had a smorgasbord of yummy food and healthy fruit snacks to have everybody have, and it was great. There was strawberries and apples and all kinds of yummy things, and the kids ate so much of that that the goldfish weren't all that interesting. But I'm not in that place yet because I don't have authority to do that. So thank you for being willing to contribute. I just don't know what to tell you yet, other than whatever I ask for on the Sign Up Genius, I've gotten approval for. Okay. Thanks. This is like uncharted territory with some of these things. I will say your kids are really handling the masks quite well. Maybe better than Teacher Lori and I are handling the masks. But they get to take them off at some point during the day and we don't. So I think maybe that's why we're absolutely whipped at the end of the day. But they're doing really well with them. And they're used to me nudging them, you know, get it up back over your nose, or if they take it off and it disappears for a little while and then I notice that it's gone, I go find it and we get it back on, and there's never a whole lot of fight over it. It's like, oh darn, I got caught, but they put it back on. So that's good. And they're understanding airplane arms, which basically is my way of telling them to space themselves out, especially when we're in situations where our masks are off for eating our snacks or our popsicles. I want to make sure that they're really distanced and they're not right across from each other. So that is the way that's going, but they're handling it quite well. Any other questions, guys? Nope. Well, I wish
another one.
in person.
If there is any kind of a scare, will we be notified? Like if somebody's tested positive or someone is, you know, exposed to somebody, will everybody find out?
I will have to look at specifically what the answer to that is, but I believe, yes, we would have to let the class as a whole know if there was something that we felt compromised our collective health. We want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And if that meant that we had to take one of the classes at school and quarantine just that class until we had everything okay. That's why we're staying in these pods. That's why we're not crossing over. That's why no one's on the playground with anybody else at the same time. It's one class. That's why when we leave the area on the blacktop, the bikes are sprayed down and wiped down before the next class comes in, so that the handlebars and the little doors to the cozy coops are clean. The basketball is clean. Now within our own class, you know, sometimes somebody's riding a bike and they get off and somebody gets on, but Lori and I we should take stock in hand sanitizer, how much hand sanitizer we're going through and how many times we're washing the kids' hands. So within our class, we are on top of it, and in between classes, everything is cleaned. I would have to look back specifically to answer that question, Megan, on the whole list that Mimi sent out at the beginning of the year as far as policy on how we would distribute that knowledge. I'm not sure, but obviously we would let people know.
It's probably in there. I could look back on it too.
Oh, definitely, we would let people know. We wouldn't keep it hidden in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Are your kids tired? Or they just have Energizer Bunny bodies? Are they having fun? I think so. They look like they're having fun.
I just wanted to say thank you to you guys too. It's such an undertaking and I'm so impressed by everything that's being done. And it's like, they're totally unfazed by it, which is there was a lot of anxiety over the masks and everything being different. And it's so nice to see that they're having such a good time. So thank you.
You're most welcome. It's amazing how resilient children are. And this being their first year of school, they don't really have any expectations of what it's supposed to look like. They didn't know what it would look like to be in this classroom that I'm in now. So the classroom outside is okay with them. And to be honest, we are so blessed at Goshen Friends to have such an amazing outdoor space. Without that outdoor space, we would not be able to provide the variety and the interesting things we're doing all day. It's really just moving from classroom to classroom just outside, and it's good fun. And they're going to be planting spinach. We're planting spinach on Friday. They're watering the plants that are out there. They're doing all kinds of really cool stuff, outdoor stuff. And they're getting me out of my comfort zone, which is good. I'm comfortable in my classroom and running the program the way I've done it for years and the way I know how to do it. And this is making me and Lori think outside the box, and it's good for us. And I think the takeaway is that preschool will never look the same, but in a positive way, it won't. I would love to get rid of the masks. Don't misunderstand me. I'll be glad when that piece of this is over. But I think that part of my day, at least a lot more of my day, even if we're back into a regular classroom type setting, will be outside, because we're having so much fun out there and we're doing things that are such great learning opportunities. So we need to build that into being more of our day. So if there's a silver lining to all this planning and figuring out how to do things differently, that's definitely it. Preschool would be bigger and better as we go along. Well, guys, I have taken up more of your evening than you wanted, so I'm going to let you go. If you have more questions, feel free to stick on the Zoom. You can click off as you would like to. If something comes up and you want to send me an email, feel free. Like I said, oh, hello, it's Luna. Hey. All my little friends, this is fun. So cross our fingers that we're just going to keep staying healthy and having fun at school. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks for taking the time to come in and Zoom with me and Teacher Lori. We appreciate it. Let us know if you need anything, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You're
Thank
most
you.
welcome, guys.